The meeting stage with your twin flame may not be exactly what you think it is. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Breann, a Master Certified Ascension Coach with Twin Flames Universe. When I say meeting stage, you probably automatically go to when you first meet your twin flame, but that's not what I'm talking about. We're going to go a little bit deeper here and what it means to truly meet your twin flame. And yes, there is a logical, physical meeting that you probably have already had with your twin flame, or you're in the process of manifesting in your reality meeting your twin flame. But even if you've already met them and you know who your twin flame is, which is probably more than likely a lot of you watching this video, you've already met your twin flame, you already know who they are. I want you to know that that meeting stage is still happening right now. That meeting stage is going to happen until you have made it into perfect union with your twin flame. And perfect union simply means that there are no more upsets. There's no other experiences of separation, meaning that everything in your consciousness with your twin flame is in complete perfection, and there's no triggers, no upsets. You're basically in a state of bliss, nirvana, heaven on earth. That's where we're all headed. And that is the reason for twin flames, is, why they're here right now, or why we all have a twin flame, is so that we can transcend separation and experience union, not only with our twin flame, but all things. Okay, so the meeting stage. The meeting stage is ongoing because you are meeting yourself. And I'm going to explain more here. In the meeting stage of your twin flame is your divine mirror, okay? They're always reflecting back to where it is that you're loving yourself, and they're reflecting back to where it is that you're not loving yourself. And that's where it gets a little uncomfortable for most twin flames, is because the places where your twin flame is acting from, such as if they're running from you, or they're blocking you, or, there's just a deep upset in your union, that is where they're indicating that you don't love yourself there, okay? And if you don't love yourself there, then you're not actually with yourself. And when I say there, I'm talking about an aspect of your consciousness. For example, let's just say that you experienced abandonment, maybe as a child. Maybe your mom, your dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, someone in your family, a friend, someone close to you, you experienced abandonment. And most oftentimes as children, we develop coping mechanisms to help us deal with those situations. And in those coping mechanisms, it kind of covers up the trauma so that we can function with society and life, and we can carry on as we're meant to, as human beings. But because there's a trauma there, and that trauma being abandonment, that a deep wound, if you're not experiencing love there, you're not experiencing peace, then you're not at home with yourself in that place. Okay, and so that is a place where you've not yet met yourself. And as the healing journey goes with your twin flame, every single time that you heal a block, you heal an upset, you're meeting yourself in that place, meaning that you're loving yourself there. Therefore, you're meeting the truth of who you are, which is you are a loving divine being. And so when you love, wherever you're not experiencing love, and in this case, abandonment, then you are going to be back at home with yourself, and then your twin flame is going to mirror that to you. And so there's no separation in this. Remember, your twin flame is you. So as you meet yourself, essentially getting to know who you truly are, because we have an idea of who we are, we have some kind of knowing of who you are as an individual, who you are as an independent divine being. You have an idea of what that is, but because we're all experiencing separation to some degree, we do not know the core of our being. We're very far away from that, not in truth, But in a logical, not even logical, but in the experience that we're having right now, there is quite a bit of distance in between where we are meant to be and where we are right now. And that is the separation that we are all healing through, some degree in our consciousness. And as you heal the separation in your consciousness and your twin flame, they're going to show you, if you're unclear of where to heal, your twin flame is easily going to reflect that back to you. So you're not going to miss it. And so if you're wondering, okay, meeting my twin flame, well, meeting my twin flame or meeting your twin flame essentially means that you're meeting yourself. And the way that you meet yourself is you face yourself. And that can be a very uncomfortable thing, for everyone. And, and that being because there's probably traumas, there's childhood wounds, there's core upsets that have not been looked at. And what comes to mind is I was me and my twin flame, we were watching the Divergent series. If you've ever heard of the movie Divergent, there's Insurgent, and then there's like 3 of them. And so we've watched the first 2, and we're going to watch the 3rd one next. But I think it was in the second one, the lead actor, I can't even remember her name. I think it's Tiss, I think for short. If you've watched the Divergent series of the movies, you know what I'm talking about. And if you've not watched it, highly recommend, because there's a spiritual symbolism at the core of it, which is really beautiful, or underneath, the movie itself. But so at the end of, well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but here we are. So for, to explain what it is I'm trying to explain, I'm going to have to speak to it. But in the end of the second movie, Tiss, the main character, the female, she's going through all of these challenges and obstacles. And I think like the 5th one that she has to go through is actually she has to face herself. And what she was facing in herself was the ego self, the ego version of her. And this ego version of her was angry, hateful, and, told her, well, you can't do that. You're not going to make it. You can't do this. Like, you're no good. Like, no one wants you. Like, you're just saying all of these bad things. And so that's what it is that we're doing on this ascension path, is we're facing all of those components of ourselves where we're talking nasty to ourselves, or we've shut ourselves out. We are being unkind or unloving. That voice in your head, sometimes it tells you you're not worthy, or it says your twin flame doesn't want you, you're not good enough, they don't like you. That voice, that is the voice where it's keeping you from meeting yourself, the truth of who you are, because the truth of who you are talks beautifully and respectfully to yourself. And going back to the movie and the second one, the end of the second one, that's how she conquered, facing herself. Is she's like, this is not real, and this is not true for me. I'm loving. I don't remember her exact words, but she spoke lovingly to herself, and it instantly dissolved, and she conquered it. And this is what we're all doing, is we're conquering that essentially ego voice within ourselves that, is saying these nasty things. And then as you do that, you meet yourself, you meet the truth of who you are. And this meeting stage that we're talking about, it's going to continue until you've come into perfect union with yourself. So you can see the meeting stage with your twin flame, it's always going to be happening. And that's the fun about the twin flame journey, is that as you meet yourself, you're meeting your twin flame. Therefore, your love, it deepens, it expands, it grows. Like the love that you share with your twin flame, we can't comprehend it in our minds. It can only be felt. But as you clear out the blocks, you will experience that nirvana, that ecstasy, if you will, that bliss in your union, and even then some, that we probably yet to even understand or come into the knowing of. So we're all still meeting our twin flame, and you're going to be meeting your twin flame until you've made it into perfect union. So it's really just about relaxing into the journey, and all of these twin flame stages that you hear about, you hear talked about, all over YouTube and all over the place. These stages are happening simultaneously. The reason I'm telling you that is because you don't need to get through one stage to get to the next, because all of the stages are already happening, just like the meeting stage. This is an ongoing stage. It's not going to end until you've perfectly ascended. But even in that, I'm 4 years in a harmonious union with my twin flame. And anytime I see my twin flame, or anytime we heal through a block, it's like seeing my twin flame for the first time. It's always new, it's always deeper, and it's beautiful, it's divine. And it is the same for you. So relax into your healing journey and know that, just like the separation phase, okay? The separation phase is an ongoing phase. Even as you manifest harmonious union, you're still healing separation. It doesn't end, because your twin flame in you, when you come in a harmonious union, you're still going to have upsets. You're still going to have triggers to move through. Like, it doesn't stop. And that is the separation that you're still healing and transcending in your union. So relax into your journey and know that there's not some special stage that you've got to conquer before you can be with your twin flame. That's absurd. It just means relax and love yourself, and that love that you're choosing for yourself, it can naturally be with you. And then you can do all of these stages physically together, which is what we want. You being happy in your union together with your twin flame. So don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.